this up straight if I'm on camera. My mum might see it. Thanks, Sean.
All right, just by way of intro, I have 4 fairly broad questions here that I wanted to go over, and feel free to go along for as long as you want. We can package this any number of ways.
Okay, cool.
All right, ready?
Yeah, sure.
This is Sean Kinney with RCR Wireless News. I'm joined today by Andi Mann. He's the VP of Strategic Solutions for CA Technologies. And Andi, I wanted to start with just a sort of overview and introduction. If you could tell us a little bit about CA and what your role with the company is.
Yeah, absolutely, Sean. Thanks for having me. So CA Technologies is one of the world's leaders, one of the world's largest software companies, and we focus on management and security. So the 3 key areas that we're focusing on, helping our customers to run IT as a business using management cloud. So this is a range of SaaS-delivered solutions for managing the business of IT, assets, the portfolio, the return on investment, the operational insight, so that IT leadership can really get a handle on where they're making money for the company, how they're running that IT, being more efficient, more effective. That sort of leads very naturally into the second area where we focus, which is helping our customers drive new innovation and build new products and get that to market faster through an emerging area called DevOps. So bringing development and operations together to collaborate and work better, all the way through the software delivery lifecycle. So we're doing things to speed up test, to speed up QA, to bring security and operations further into the development and planning cycles, and then to run operations with insight that feeds back into the development lifecycle to help you run better, run faster, deliver smaller releases faster, and get to market faster. And when you're doing all of this, when you're working with cloud, when you're working with DevOps and all of the associated technologies like mobile, Internet of Things, you need to secure all of that. So it's important to maintain the trust with your customers, and so we provide a range of security solutions to secure things like the APIs for developers, to secure mobile devices for staff, to secure application access, cloud access for your applications. That's essentially CA Technologies in a nutshell.
Very good, Andi. I want to pull out of that the DevOps that you mentioned. The sort of driver here is increasing time to market and increasing that velocity. Can you give us an idea of some of the software solutions CA provides to their customers that allow them to do that?
Yeah, absolutely, Sean. So one of the critical areas we find, and we saw it in the keynote here at CA World just today, talking about service virtualization. This is a way to get production-like environments simulated for test and QA. So when a developer is creating new software, a lot of the time a problem in a large enterprise especially is that they're not able to get time onto the critical systems that their application is connecting to. So especially if you're developing, say, a mobile application, getting access to middleware, to databases, to even to mainframe backends, it's really hard to book that time. So you either don't test the application fully, or you don't have the ability to get it out on time. So we're fixing all that. We're helping our customers to simulate that environment, to virtualize the entire service so that you can test and QA against a real production-like environment, get software out faster at a higher quality, and all of that reduces cost as well. A second major area we're involved with the DevOps solutions is with release automation. So CA release automation takes that code from the repository and automatically puts it into production, automatically puts it into test, puts it into QA and into production, in fact. So running with with partners to do configuration, to do provisioning and so forth, putting that code automatically into production. So you're speeding up that interaction and you're smoothing the flow between development and operations. They're some of the 2 big areas, but we're doing a lot of other stuff as well around that. Helping people plan, for portfolio management to plan what is the right development to put into place, helping them manage agile projects with CAPPM, helping them secure that environment, helping them access APIs so developers can release code faster because they're reusing code, not rewriting code. And they're able to get help from partners, help from cloud services and so forth, using things like CA's API Developer Portal. So a lot of stuff that we're doing in that space.
Very good, Andy. And you mentioned cloud. I know you have a book out right now. It's Visible Ops Private Cloud. You lay out 4 steps that a company can take to go from virtualization to operating on an enterprise-specific cloud. If you could just sort of lay out those 4 steps for us and touch on why a private cloud is preferable to using a public cloud.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the 4 steps essentially are, you've got to plan, you've got to have the right ideas, you've got to understand your environment. So there's the understanding of the portfolio, what you're trying to do. You've got to understand and implement the right process. So it's really important to not do things just because that's how you've done them before. To do the right process, to reevaluate what you're doing, to automate that, and automate known good process. Otherwise, you end up automating bad things, and when you automate bad things, they just happen really quickly, and things go haywire pretty fast. Use virtualization, it's an absolutely critical part of that, but add on to that things like service management, self-service capabilities, and then at the back end, operationalize it. Make sure you're driving to the business goals. In IT, we tend to have fun with technology because this is part of the reason a lot of us are in IT, because we love technology. But bottom line, we're doing it because we're getting paid to do it because of a business value. And so making sure that the cloud you're delivering is aligned with business value. It's an interesting debate, the private cloud versus public cloud. And certainly there are some naysayers who say that IT will be dead entirely. It will all be public cloud. Nick Carr, going back to the Does IT Matter, I think he said that there would only be 5 data centers in the world. Well, I think he said that would happen by 2013 or 2012. And what time is it now? I think we're 2014. I think some of this idealism is important to push the boundaries and push the barriers, but there are real and legitimate reasons why my customers are still using internal data center systems. Now, I do think they need to automate them, they need to virtualize them, and yes, in a lot of cases deploy private cloud so they can go faster, so they can take away those barriers, so they can enable things like DevOps. They should also investigate public cloud, especially for those services which don't make them better as a business. There's a lot of commodity stuff that IT does, everyone does it the same way, it doesn't make you better. So free up that ability to innovate by getting someone else to do it. Probably public cloud is the way to go. And certainly for things like test and dev, to be able to do test and dev in public cloud, fast, easy access to resources, empower developers. But then there are occasions where you want to do the business of IT internally. Private cloud comes into play there. Whether it's for real or perceived notions of security, cost, control, staffing, skills, knowledge of your business. You look at public cloud providers, they don't know your business from my business. They can't prioritize. Internal IT people can. There are fundamental differences between cloud and private data center. So I think there are reasons for both, and I think most organizations should look at public cloud, but not always necessarily make the decision to use it.
Sure, and Andy, we've heard so much at CA World this week about the application economy and all of the business transactions that flow through this interface. On a personal level, what are some applications that you find yourself using regularly?
Well, if you follow me on Twitter, that's Andi Mann, Andimann. You'll know that that's one application I use quite a lot. From my cell phone, from my tablet, also obviously from my desktop. I'm a cyclist, so I love things like Strava. I use Map My Ride. So in my personal life, that's very important to me. At CA Technologies, we've got our own internal apps. We're living the application economy as well, right? So we're drinking our own champagne. We're building our own mobile apps. I'm using those on a daily basis because I'm out and about. I'm talking with customers. I need to know about their environment. I can look it up on my tablet. I can look up who they are. I can understand a little bit more about their world. So I'm not wasting their time when I come and visit with them. And I think these sorts of things in your personal life, in your professional life, to have the information you need, whether it's about the gradient of that hill I'm about to ride up, whether it's about the specific challenges of the customer I'm about to visit, mobile and the application economy brings this to life. And I can live and work faster, more successfully, and I can enjoy my life more because I'm not stuck in an office reading through manuals and trying to figure out things that way.
Very good, Andy. Well, I really appreciate your time today, and thank you so much for hosting us here at CA World.
Sean, you're welcome. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Thanks. All right. Well, that was fun. I sure
Cool.
appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was easy. I wasn't expecting the visible ops. I wrote that in
Plug in a
2011.
book, you know. Hey.
It's a